Good evening, everyone. Welcome to round 4 of the ARL Formula 2 Championship, live from the Red Bull Ring. My name is Squire, and I'm joined with a new commentator, Zach Sweeney. Hello, Zach.
Hello, everyone. First time here today, so I hope all goes well. And I've got a pretty talented commentator right next to me. So what we got in store today, then?
So the Red Bull Ring, it's been first introduced in 1969, went through various guises, I should say, back then, and it's currently in its current guise from 1997 onwards. So we should be in for an interesting race. 4.3 kilometers, 10 turns. It's one of the shortest tracks on the calendar, but that doesn't translate in terms of the racing here. Absolutely magnificent racing, as you may know from Formula 1 last year for both the Austrian and the Styrian Grand Prix. We saw the little bit of a rise for Mr. Lando Norris. So anyway, let's get into what is happening here in this qualifying session. 15 minutes starting in about, well, I should say right now, really. We'll have a little bit of a break for 2 minutes before we get to the race. 32 laps. It should be very interesting, Zach.
Definitely, mate. As you say, this circuit is very good for racing. We're going to see a lot of slipstream trains, I'm sure, as is the nature of the track with the very long straights and just the general nature of the track, obviously, here at the Red Bull Ring. It's definitely a good track, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of very good wheel-to-wheel racing.
Thank you very much. So let's have a lock at the team standings. Sim Apex Jr. on top with 92 points ahead of Vilpino Racing on 49. Triple Eight VDT on 42. Vermin RT on 27, just ahead of No Hands Racing by 1 point on 26. Then we got Sim Apex RT with 18, and tying for 7th is both Mickey Racing and Zengo Motorsports, both with 10 points. And now we have a look at the driver standings. Connor Pelkman's on top and has had a pretty good running so far this season. And we're hoping to see he will do well at this race as well. Toby Sanford just behind on, I say, about 15 points behind in second place. So there's still plenty of time for him to catch up, but he may have to look out for Dave Southwood behind him by 2 points. Betcher and Kruger also keeping an eye on that battle, followed by Prince, Cochran, Williams, Janssen, and Gabo Buryov. And of course, the rest of the standings is Talia Auxier, Ross McIntyre, Imran Sheikh, Dave Leltz, Luca Mangini, Shane Parks, Miki Balaseku, Tim Umlu, and Carlos Skemanis. That is the driver standings. So let's have a look what it's like at the moment. So it's qualifying at this moment in time. Pelkman's top of the table by 7/10. Sanford just behind him in second place. Who do you think is going to take the top standings, Zach?
Well, honestly, as you the guy top in the standings at the moment is definitely always in a good shout of it. He's probably shown a lot of consistency this season, I'm sure. Again, a lot of key factors around this track. It's a long straight, so you've got to pick up that slipstream. Could be anyone's game, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of close lap times, as is the nature of the short circuit. There's not a lot of time to be gained, as there's not many corners to gain that time in, so it could be anyone's. On board with Luca Magini, he's currently 2.5 seconds off the poleman of Pelkman, who currently sits on a 1:14.7. So as you say, it could definitely just be anyone's game today.
Indeed, you say it right there. And Becher nearly had it then. He has taken second just now, only 5 tenths behind Pelkman's. And again, you have to say that Pelkman's might have the edge. But again, like you said, it's anyone's game. Anyone can take the pole here. But again, it has to be like the Pelkman's Sanford range. And even Southwood could have a chance at this moment in time. He's currently 8th. Not the best times that he's actually done, but no doubt he will improve on his lap times later on.
Yeah, definitely. We've still, got 10 minutes left of this qualifying session. There's still, a good 6 or 7 laps to get that qualifying time in. So yeah, definitely, as you say, it could just be anyone's game. Track limits also could be a bit of an issue around this track. As you see, we're on board with Mangini, and he's running up wide through the penultimate and last corner. Very, very easy to do, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of track limits warnings as drivers are looking to push the limits. As we see Luca go up into P4 at the moment, provisional for P4 with a 1:16.0. He currently sits at P4. So yeah, definitely going to be in store for a pretty close qualifying session, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely improvement from Mengele as we're going to have a look at Toby's son this time. Are we? Yes, we are. So going through the first cut or not. We're going to have a look at Connor Cochran's instead. The pole sitter is actually a little bit of
Oh, and there's someone off.
That's Ross McIntyre. He's gone off at the, I believe that's... Is that the louder bend? I'm not too sure. Let me just have
I believe it's so. It's the louder bend. We'll just call it, what is it, turn 7? We'll just, for simpler terms, we'll just say turn 7.
Yeah, I'll have a look later, but that's definitely Ross McIntyre that he's actually gone off, so that's going to ruin his lap time one way or another. Oh, and there he goes off. That is not looking good for Ross McIntyre.
No, he's definitely more of a skilled commentator than he is a driver. Let's see how he progresses in the session. Still got 8.5 minutes. I'm sure he's just trying to find the limit in his car. Obviously, that second spin probably wasn't helped by the hot and dirty tyres from him there. But on board with Luke Mengele, let's see if he can get up in his time at the provisional pole time with a 14.7. Is he going to improve across the line? It's a 15.8 that keeps him in P6. So provisional P6. I'm sure he won't be too unhappy with that result. But on board with Brandon Kruger, who crosses the line. Let's see if he can improve. 2/10 would put him in provisional pole across the line. Is it going to be an improvement? It's a 14.7. He matches the pole time. 8,000. Wow. Connor Peltman across the line. Can he defend the pole position by that little bit extra across the line? Is it going to be a sub 30? It's a 14.3. Proven by 4/10 there. Very good time from the championship leader. Southwood across the line. Let's see if he can improve and make a challenge for pole across the line. It's a 14.7. He goes P3. Very close times then in the top 3.
And here comes Betcher just going through the RedBull mobile, just going through that. I had a look at the corners. It's actually the worst he's actually gone off McIntyre as well as Prince. Now Betcher comes up to the Nicky Lauda curve. This is the first corner, by the way. And oh no, we're not. We're just putting cameras again. Sheikh, Imran Sheikh going through the Wirth curve now through turn 6 and coming up to Rint, and he's actually going to warm up to start his lap time again. Currently 8th, only 2.4 seconds behind, but let's see if we can improve on his time. So going through RedBull to start his lap now. Now I hope he can try and aim for like a 6th place. Try and aim for 2nd, and he should be good for the race.
Definitely a top 6 would be a good result. You can see how much of that extra curb he's using on the entrance into turn 1 to get that extra little bit of angle, open up the corner. On the run, up turn 2, not really a corner in these cars. Into turn 3, then braking just before the 100 board, down the gears as quick as he can, trail braking all the way down. It's a very weird corner, this turn 3 exit. Very easy to get off the power. DRS wide open, then you can see the flap on the rear wing opening as wide as possible to give him that extra 20 kph speed as he on the run into turn 4. Then let's see how much curb he uses on the entrance. You can see just using that to help him get a bit more angle into the corner to get the car opened up and carry that little bit more speed on the run into the infield sections. Then quick double left-hander, you just chuck it in, full commitment using the curb, aiming for a mid-apex, getting a nice run wide, using the run wide, getting the power on as early as possible through into the yachting curbs then, not using too much curb on the inside, don't want to unsettle the car, using all the curb on the inside for the second part as he rounds the lap and coming in to the penultimate corner then. This seems like a pretty tidy lap, it must be said, through into the penultimate corner then, chucking it in, full commitment, using the curb on the inside to get the car rotated into the final corner then, hitting a nice apex, using the camber to rotate the car across the line. What's this lap time going to be? He's crossing the line now. It's a 14, 15, 16, 7. So he's 2.5 seconds down in his time. So that wasn't as much of a hooked up lap as it looked to be on the camera.
It's a little bit of a personal best for him. He has improved by at least a 10th, but it's not enough for him to keep up. Well, just go up the positions a bit. But have a look at Kruger, and he landed a few moments ago. He was agonizingly close to getting to pole position. 800ths of a second off, but he will try and do his best this time. Going for the Nicky Lauda curve, getting much on the exit. Oh, that's ruined it. That's ruined it.
Big tank slapper then from Brandon Kruger, who through turn 1, you can just see how much they're on the limits then, trying to let their personal lap time. He's got Daniel Southwold right behind him then, 0.02 of a second between them. That's a fraction of a blink of an eye between the two drivers then. And he's going to be looking to try and stay on the front row, potentially even hook up a lap and go for provisional pole. Still got 4.5 minutes left in the session they're on.
Yeah, still, it's just over 4.5 sessions left in the session as he goes through Schloss Gold, turn 3, going down now into Rutsch. As he was going for the first sector, he was 8/10 off the pole time. So, no, I don't think he's going to get to, 8/10 off in the second sector as well. So Kruger can still go again. There's still plenty of time, and hopefully he can just try and get that pole. And again, he has to look out for Southwood, which I did say he was around 8 or so earlier, and he has improved on his lap time. So Kruger, better look out and try and improve on time as much as he can. Go across the line now, 1:15.6. Not an improvement at all, but he will try and improve it on this lap, perhaps. Going through the Nicky Lauda curve, absolutely smooth on the exit. Let's hope he goes up into Rebus and see if he improves on this time. Through the first sector, does he improve? Oh, no. Well, it's an improvement. It's a personal improvement, but not in terms of the session. Only 200ths of a second off the pole time. Well, nearly 300, nearly 300ths of a tenth off the pole time, but it's a very vast improvement for Kruger. Going into Schloss Gold. Oh, I don't think he's locked up, but he's definitely gone wide in terms of entering the corner a little bit, and he may have missed the apex. Hits the apex a bit in from Welsh down into the Worth curve, and he has improved on his time again, but it's not enough to claim pole position time. Going through turn 6, coming up to Rids. This is do or die now for Kruger. Can he improve on his time much enough to get Pelkmans? He's improved on his time, hopefully, but it won't be enough to take the pole. As someone spins off in the background, let's see what he gets. A 1:14.8. So it's actually worse than it was before, but he's done that lap proud, I'll tell you that much. As we see Luca Benghini, let's see what time he does. And no, he hasn't improved on his positions at all. Only 2.5 minutes left in this session.
But a couple more laps then if they want to get out quickly. I just saw Klein go up into P6 there with a pretty decent time. Currently sits in P6. But Brandon Kruger then really pushing to try and get top Connor Pelkman to pole. You can see him rounding the start-finish line to start his lap now. He's going to get 2 laps left in this qualifying session. Let's see if he can improve. Going a bit wide through turn 1 there, riding the sausage curve. But yeah, Brandon Kruger, a lot of mistakes on his lap, really wasn't tidy. Very, very close with the first and second sector, but just lost it all in that third. Then full commitment you have to be through those final couple of corners, and very easy to make a mistake then, Ron.
Very easy to make a mistake indeed. So only under 2 minutes left to go in this session. Pelkman's just a little bit slow through the first sector, going into Schloss Gold now. All just manages to touch the apex just a bit, and all might have gone a little bit wide on the exit. So that's not going to be a little bit tidy for Pelkman's a bit. Going into Roch, going down the little straight into Worth curve. He has improved on his time in the second sector, only 400ths of a second faster. This could be an improvement by a little bit, and to hope Pelkman's solidify his position at the top. But though I will say this, if you are in the pit lane right now, it's too late to go out. It's too late to go out. Okay, there's under a minute left, and Pelkman's come across the line. He has improved on his time, 0.08 of a second, 1:14.281. Fantastic from Pelkman's.
Definitely class of the field. He's 5 tenths clear of second place, and he just wanted to go that extra 800th of a second quicker, as is the case in motorsport. That extra 800th of a second could feel like a decade. It literally is so close in motorsport. He just wanted that extra bit of security, as we see Toby Sanford go up into P4 with a pretty good lap of a 14.8, looking very close from second downwards though. 2,000ths, then only less than half a tenth down to 4th. So very close between second, third and 4th. These 3 drivers definitely very close on pace.
Very close on pace. We see a little bit of a train going up towards the Reds curve. And who is that? I believe it's Kruger. He's been held up by traffic, and that's not going to do him any justice. If he well, I believe it's too late to start a lap time, so that is not good for him as yeah, that was not needed. But Sanford is practically the last one over the line that actually can continue his lap time. We'll get to it in a bit. Meanwhile, here is Imran Sheikh. He completing his lap, currently 8th. Does he improve on his lap time? The answer is no. My God. Toby Sanford just going through the Verf curve and 6th there, and We'll see if he improves on his lap time. We don't know if he's improved in the first sector and second sector, but we'll have to wait and see. Oh no, he comes in. He
Completely
comes in.
better at that lap time.
Yeah,
But,
and Southwood has across the line. And but what about Klein Nangelvoort? We haven't seen much from him today. So Klein Nangelvoort, can he make a surprise here? Perhaps no, he can't.
15.3, it's only a second off pole, still puts in P6, very good result then. But Connor Pelkman's class of the field, has to say, like, he's in the prime position, he's got the pace. Let's see if he can have the consistency. Obviously, that's more important. Let's see if he can have the consistency in the race.
Yes, I have the consistency. So Pelkman's on pole, Kruger in second. Who will be the first to go for the first corner unscathed as we get ready for the start here, perhaps? So last minute bets. Who do you think is going to win today?
Well, I have to say, I mean, Connor Pelkman's he's the championship leader. He's shown complete and utter dominance in qualifying. Just needs to get the consistency, get his head down, not give up the position into turn one, and just control the race from there. He can stretch his legs, control the race, and just have the track to himself. He's definitely got the pace to do so, and I'm confident that the pole man will win today. Hopefully, he does it for his sake in the championship.
I'm confident that it's Pelkman is going to be there as well, but if he does make a mistake, hopefully Kruger will try and take the advantage of that. If not, Kruger maybe either the man who is in third place, or maybe Salford could actually make an absolute surprise here. Who knows? We'll have to find out in the next 32 laps of round 4 of the ARL Formula 2 Championship from the Red Bull Ring in Styria, Austria. So we're waiting for the lights hopefully to come on in a bit. So this is the lineup. So Pelkman's on pole, Kruger in second, Salford in third, Sanford in fourth, Bircher fifth, Klein Nangelvoort sixth, Mangini 7th, Shaik 8th, Ross McIntyre in 9th, Parks 10th, and Cemal Kirac. I believe both Parks and Cemal Kirac have not made it. Oh wait a bit. I realise it's yeah, I didn't realise. Cemal Kirac is actually our cameraman. I do apologise. But it is 10. Anyway, lights. 3, 4, 5. Action here in Austria. A good start from both Kruger and from Pelkman going into the Niki Lauda curve. Who is it going to be first into there? Pelkman gets the advantage, but what a start from Salford. Just overtakes Kruger.
Big crash in the back.
Oh, we had a crash in the back apparently. Have we? But yeah, Bircher!
So a massive, huge car into the wall, smacked in and straight back into the track.
Yeah, Bircher's had a nightmare at the start. So let's see what happens there in a bit, hopefully. Penalty, controls are locked for a few seconds. So, oh dear. That was not good. But anyway, Pelkman's leads, I believe, ahead of Southwood, Kruger, Sanford, Shaik. Ross McIntyre's made a brilliant start. Menjin, not so much. Parks in 8th, Bircher 9th, and Klein Nangelvoort in 10th. So we're on board with Southwood. He is trying to do battle with Kruger through the rear curve, coming up through 6 and into the grid curve. Sanford trying to do battle with Southwood perhaps into the red curve. They're trying to keep social distance as much as they can. They don't want them to do any mistakes at this moment in time. So here are the lineups from the first lap. It's Pelkman's, Kruger, Salford, Sanford, Shaik, McIntyre, McGeady, Bircher, Parks, Klein, and Nangelvoort. Zach.
Yeah, definitely a chaotic start. As we see a massive tank snapper from someone through turn 1. I don't quite know who that was.
I think that was Shaik.
5th place man, got a massive tank snapper through turn 1. We saw Berger and Southwood going very wheel to wheel. Big lock up there from, is that McIntyre on Shaik into turn 3. Massive block up there, managing to keep it out of the back. More importantly, Dave Stalros, who's looking to claim this P2 position into turn 4. Can he get the move done? He's looking to the inside, not quite going to be close enough. Looking to set up a nice exit then into the infield section here at the Red Bull Ring. He's literally right in the slipstream of Kruger there as we enter the infield section. My screen's lagging, so I can't quite see what's going on. But he is right on the tail. Pelkman with a commanding 2-second lead already. As we're only 2 laps into this race, he's commanding. He's trying to just stretch his legs, hope people behind battle.
Looks like your bets are well, practically right at this moment in time. Pelkmans is, like we said, in a class of his own, 2 seconds ahead already in 2 laps. We'll have to wait and see if we try and make a mistake, but Kruger is holding up the field in second place. Pelkmans with the fastest lap of the race at 1 minute 15, 0.863. As we're now going on board with Ross McIntyre. He had a little bit of breakup in the first lap, and he's already down 2 positions. He was had a little bit of a good start, and then just dropped back down again. And there's a little bit of a slight moment for Betcher in 7th. So, like I said, not the best of starts for Betcher, but hopefully he'll actually try and improve on himself. And everyone gets the first couple of corners on the 3rd lap just cleanly as they can. So, yeah, I think the closest back on track at the moment is between Salford and Sanford, I believe, for 3rd place. We'll have a look on that battle in a second, but right now I think everyone just settling into the groove. Wait, but it's not Salford versus Sanford. It's McGeady versus Betcher. That's the closest battle of the time. We'll have a look at that soon. But right now, where everyone's settling into the groove, really.
Just as you say, trying to get into their rhythm, find the consistency, and just nurse these tyres home. We've got Lucas Belka, and I believe is this Mengin as well, looking pretty close on track. Hopefully this can materialise into a bit of battle. Both running very wide through the penultimate corner and into the final corner. Gives them a good run coming out. Again, screen is very lagging, so if I am cutting out, I do apologise for that. But he's in the slipstream. We've got DRS now, it's lap 3, so he could definitely be right behind and in the chance to try and claim that P6 position down the straight. Then is he close enough? With DRS, maybe even slipstream down this second back straight. Is he in the slipstream close enough to claim the position? It doesn't look like he's quite close enough. We see Shane Parks off at turn 1, must have got a massive tank slapper. He's all over the grass, and the 10th place man has lost the position to clean up the side. Big crash. Is that shake wide?
Yeah, Shake went off at Rebus. I don't know what he collided with, but Betcher has actually improved. Bergidi went down, McIntyre's improved, and Shake's gone down. But we're on board with Bergidi. We have no idea what happened. We have absolutely no idea what just happened.
Up the inside, does McIntyre look up the inside into the info section? Mengin looking on the outside, very close. Is he going to be able to get the move stuck?
I don't think he's actually going to get the move stuck, but he is trying to keep an eye on the things as much as he can. McGeady is in 6th, ahead of McIntyre and Shake as they go through the red curve. All 3 of them go wide, but they just manage to keep it on the surface as much as they can. We're on lap 5 out of 32. Well, the race is going fast, I'll tell you that much. As Ross McIntyre lines up McGeady going through the Nicky down curve. He might make a move going up to Rebus. There's a huge chance that he might get it here. So we're on board with Ross McIntyre. Can he make a move here into Rebus? He's going for it. Oh! Can he get onto the exit? No, he just locks up. And the switcheroo does well for Mengidi going back into 6th. Oh, doesn't? No, he doesn't hold on to the place. They're going side by side through the back straight, going down into Sloss Gold. And Ross McIntyre might have the position here. Yeah, he's got it. Well done for Ross McIntyre to actually stick to that move as much as he can.
Very good brake control there. Massive lock up on his front right, as you saw there, but managed to get the move stuck. He got a bit of a switcheroo, but with the exit he managed to hold on, and with DRS sort around the outside, no questions asked, and he's up into P6.
Yep, and now we're looking at Dave Southwood trying to catch down Brandon Kruger for 2nd place. Now, Falcons, as we already see, is already off into the distance, only 3 seconds ahead of both Kruger and Southwood. Southwood trying to find a way past Kruger. It's going to be a little bit of a tough task for him, and a tough ask as well. But we'll have to wait and see how he gets through. Maybe, I presume he's going to overtake Kruger just before lap 10, or if not, they have to rely on the pit stops, I presume. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen next, perhaps. So we'll have to wait and see. I believe the gap is increased, and McIntyre is off. McIntyre is off at Rebus, I believe. This is not looking good for Ross McIntyre. Zach, you there?
Yeah, I just think my computer's lagging a little bit, so I'll be back in just a moment.
Okay, fair enough. So Ross McIntyre not having the best of moments there. Shake with a little bit of a wiggle going through Roach as he tried to catch up against Mangini, I believe, for 6th place. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see if Shake can actually try and see if we can try and find a way past Mangini over these next few laps. We're on lap 7 out of 32. And yeah, like I said, this race is going faster than anticipated. So Pelkman's leads ahead of Kruger. Then we've got Salford, Sanford, Betcher, Mangini, Shake, Klein Nankervoort, Ross McIntyre, and Shane Parks. That is a race here. 10 participants in this race out of 10. And yeah, this race seems to be going swimmingly well. Let's see what happens next. Southwood catching up a little bit to Kruger. What do you think is going to happen next, Zach?
Well, I mean, Pelkman's just in the class of his own. I was looking at the lap times running. He's 4 tenths faster than 2nd and 3rd. David Southwood putting the pressure on Kruger. It's all about the mental game now. It's very easy to drive up to someone, but getting past him is a different ball game. He just wants to show his nose, let Kruger know he's there and try and make the move stick. He's got the DRS, he's got the slipstream. He just needs a good run out of turn 1 or turn 3, and I'm sure he'll be looking very sweet to try and take that P2 position. He's already running 3rd, but he is in the slipstream. He's looking very close. He's got DRS. Can he get into turn 1? I don't think he's going to be quite close enough. He's looking to the inside, not quite close enough, spotting his breaking point. He needs to set up a nice run through turn 1, get the power down as efficiently as he can. He's in the slipstream. He's only a couple of tenths behind. Can he get the run up the hill and do a Ross McIntyre? It's so deep on the brakes. Last of the late breakers. Let's see if he's close enough. Doesn't look like he's quite going to be close enough. He may just be looking to work with him and see if they can catch Pelkman. They've also got Sandford for company as well. They're closing up, so this could turn into a very quick 3-car train for the podium places.
There's definitely a close 3-car train for both for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th as Pelkman's goes off into the distance. So like you said, 4 tenths of a second, 4 tenths a lap faster than the rest of the top 4 combined. So that is a impressive performance so far from Pelkman. And while you were away, Ross McIntyre, well, they had a little bit of a stinker at turn 3, well, turn 2, but they were have to wait and see if he can actually improve on his position. So yeah, lap 8 out of 32, and I believe only 24 laps to go. This race is going fast, and Pelkman's gets another fast lap of the race, 1 minute 15.722.
Yeah, he's in a league of his own, class of his own. He's stretching the legs. He's got the consistency to do it. But yeah, already a quarter of the way through the race. It's flying past, as is the short nature of the circuit. 32 laps is, and Ross McIntyre is disconnected from the server I've just seen. So he's called it a day, packed his bags, and decided that he should probably stick to the commentating side of things, perhaps. But no, he was driving a pretty good race up until that mistake. But Southwold right on the back of of Kruger, and he's looking to try and get the pass done. He just can't quite get close enough. He needs a good exit off one of these corners. He's driven up to him, just can't quite get the move done and get close enough to get it done.
It is becoming absolutely agonising for Southwood, and agonising mentally for Kruger to try and keep him behind as much as they can. And yeah, I would like to commentate. It's a little bit sad for Ross McIntyre to retire that earlier. I thought he might have had a chance, but I believe that's been a lap or so ago. Really paid dividends for him. It's just not looking good. So therefore, we are now 9 cars left in this race out of 10, and yeah, I believe we're seeing Salford actually improving a little bit on his timing, a little bit ahead against Kruger. But again, it's pushing man is one thing, overtaking him is a completely another, and maybe he might have a chance here, perhaps. We'll have to wait and see. Coming up into turn 2, turn 3, whatever it is. Here he comes. No, not close enough. Not close enough at all.
Yeah, just needs to set up a nice late apex, get the power down as efficiently as he can. He looks a bit closer on this attempt. Is it close enough though? That is the main question as they're coming through on the run into turn 4. Doesn't look like he's going to be quite close enough. So this battle could go very deep into the race. Southwold could potentially just be sitting back, having the patience, running the patient game. He knows he can drive up to Kruger. He knows he's got the pace. He doesn't want to push it and make a mistake. He could just be trying to make Kruger make the mistake for him, and he'll capitalise on that and get his way through.
Lap 10 out of 32, and Shane Parks is already in the pits for his, I believe it's a scheduled stop. So I am right to lap 10 is starting to begin of the scheduled stops. Klein Nangelvoort is having a steady race. He's behind Imran Sheikh by over a second, but though maybe he might have a chance to 7th. We'll have to wait and see if he tries to put a hammer down, and hopefully he can actually improve. But we'll have to wait and see, because we are beginning to see drivers starting to come into the pits. Shane Parks being the first one of them. I believe, hopefully in the next lap or so, we can actually see a couple more people off the midfield, and then a couple of leaders, maybe including Pelkman, to go into the pits over the next couple of laps. We'll have to wait and see. Lap 11 out of 32.
Yeah, Klein looking very close to Sheikh. He's trying to get his head down. Gap is now only 8 tenths between the two. He's definitely closing up to the car in front, trying to make a claim for that P7 position. Very nice livery that is on Klein's car, but he's now just about into the DRS 1 second range, and he's definitely closing up. Let's see if he can get the move done a bit easier than Southwold's trying to. But it is already proven to be difficult to overtake. Klein just trying to close up, and let's see if he can get the move done for P7. Gap is now 8 tenths. Connor Pelkman, though, still just bloody in a class of his own. He's 3.5 seconds clear of P2, but everyone so far keeping the car off. Is the car off? Is that Menjin up in front?
It's Begini, yeah.
Look, Luca Mangini off in the infield section, then must have just got a bit caught up on the curb then and just completely spun off. That's a big mistake, and that's Klein easily up into 2nd and looking for a bid for 6th.
And that's another man that's having a nightmare of a race. Mangini. Oh, and Nangelvoort is just closed up by Sheikh just then, going through the RedBull Mobile. Now, can he make an opportunity into the necking out the curve? He's got DRS. Chance here. Can he take it? Yes! Nicely done from Klein Nangelvoort for the first corner. Absolutely astonishing.
Very nice move, it must be said. Capitalised off the mistake when he needed to. That's exactly what he was waiting for. Got the inside, claimed the racing line, and Sheikh just couldn't do anything about it. He couldn't stick it around the outside. It was just going to be a closing door, and Klein cleanly up into 6th place, then making the most of people's mistakes. Very good racecraft shown from him today.
Yeah, and Klein Nangelvoort already eyeing down better. He made a little bit of a lock-up going through into Rebus just earlier, but we'll have to wait and see. That's what Cash is now. We'll have to wait and see what happens next. But now we're having a look at Dave Southwood. Again, trying to eye up Kruger, but again, it's all on Kruger if he's going to make a mistake. And right now, despite being slower than Pelgrim, he's been absolutely flawless today, Kruger. So I don't think Southwood could pressure him as much as he wants to. Yeah, well, the gap is decreased a bit, but again, he has to try and make a move, and the gap increases again. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. As I believe, hopefully, we can get another couple of people in the pits. I believe.
Southwood shaky through turn 4, and that's going to cost him a little bit of time there. But carry on.
I'm just trying to figure out who's going to come into the pits. Hopefully, Pelkman could be coming in with the next couple of laps or so, because many people, of course, with the distance of the race, could be going for a one-stop strategy. So I believe it's either going to be between 13 and 17 that everyone will start to do their stops. It varies between them, but of course, who is going to be the first one after Shane Parks to come into the pits. Shane Parks, of course, made his first stop on lap 10, and we're on lap 14 now. We'll have to wait and see who. And off goes Klein Nangelvoort. That is a shame. That is absolutely a shame from Klein Nangelvoort.
very big off there through turn 7. Not what he wants to be doing at all. Just must have got a bit caught on the curb. Traction, I'm sure, is very difficult in these cars. And he was running such a good race up there, and this could allow Shane Parks to maybe have a little bit of a look very wide through the final corner. But just talking about Southward and Kruger a little bit, he could definitely try and win this position in the pit lane. If he pits that lap earlier and has the fresher tyres, as we see Mangini into the pits as well, if he pits that lap earlier, comes in, has the fresher tyres on his outlap, he could try and close that gap there and have a little look on Kruger.
Yeah, and Nangelvoort, of course, just went in at just moments after he spun out. And it's Mangini who actually takes the opportunity as Klein Nangelvoort comes up behind him. Both of them in 7th and 8th, and we'll have a look at Southwood now again. And he has improved on his position timing as Pelkmans is in the pits. Pelkmans is in the pits.
So Pelkman, your race leader, into the pit lane. He's the first of the top 3 to do so. He's got the gap. He's just going to be pitting when he feels comfortable. So it's between Kruger and Southwold to see who comes out in that net P2 position. It says Southwold is up into first place. The provisional. It looks like Kruger's maybe had an off. He's down a couple of positions.
We'll have to look in the bits. But Pelkman comes out in 4th place. Becher is behind him. But what's happened to Kruger? What has happened to Kruger? We don't know. Has he made a mistake? We don't really know. There he is. So yeah, we have to assume he's made a mistake at probably turn 1. But Southwood now leads the race, having been 3rd on the previous lap, was trying to close down Kruger, and now, and after Pelkmans comes into the pits, Kruger made a mistake somewhere, probably between turn 1 and turn 2, and Southwood, as well as Sanford, have taken the advantage. So we'll have to wait and see over the next few laps. Southwood now leads the race. Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, he's definitely just played the patient game. He's been putting the pressure on Kruger for this entire race, entire fast. Into the pits he comes then. He's going to be in a net P2 position when everything filters out. But he, definitely made the most and capitalised off Kruger's mistakes, as did Sandboard. He finds himself now leading the race, and he's going to be finding himself in a net P3 position. So both of them capitalising on the mistakes very nicely.
And Kruger is also in the pits, which means Pelkmans will take 2nd place coming through. Hopefully in the next couple of seconds. There he goes. As Southwood comes out in 3rd, Kruger will be in 4th. That is a bad way to end the previous lap, having led for it for only a mere few seconds. And on goes Parks.
Shane Parks is off. It looks like that is turned into the infield section, actually, where we saw Valtteri Bottas go off in real life. Must have just got a massive lockup going in very wide and just found himself in the gravel trap. Managed him to recover it very nicely though, but Shane Parks off and he finds himself down into last position once again.
He went off at Rauch just before the Worth curve, and that is a corner that you can make a mistake easily. It doesn't have to be at turn 1, it doesn't have to be at turn 2 or turn 3. Turn 3, of course, being the second most place to make a mistake. But turn 4 is one of those places on the track where you can make a mistake instantly. If you lock up, it's over for you, 100%.
Yeah, it's so unforgiving. There's no runoff there. It's such a commitment corner as well. You have to really chuck it in to be quick, and it's so easy to just make that little bit of a lock up. All it is too much on the brakes, straight on. He found himself victim of that today. Yeah,
and Pelkmans is now behind Sanford by only 15 seconds. Once Sanford comes to the pits, most likely going to be in the next couple of laps or so, then Pelkmans will resume the lead. But if Sanford wants to retain the lead, he has to put in an absolute barnstormer of the next couple of laps before he makes his in lap. That way, he'll try and snatch first place with a brilliant. Would I like to call it an overcut or undercut? I'm not sure.
An overcut. He's gone an extra couple of laps. He's taken the brunt of the old tyres. He's going to be struggling with those grip, but when he comes in, he's going to have the fresh tyres out the gate, and that's definitely going to help him towards the later stages of this race. You saw Conor Pelkman just take a bit of an undercut. He's gone for the fresher tyres sooner, so he can try and close the gap now, which he's doing rather nicely. For Toby to come out in first, it's either going to take, just as you say, a barnstorm of a couple of laps, or Pelkman to make a bit of a mistake in these next couple of laps. But he's driving a very nice race. 16.3s, good lap times despite the old tyres.
Yeah, despite the old tyres as well. And personally don't think that Sanford's actually going to come out in first place because the gap is decreasing by a long way. Look at that. Pilkins with another fast lap of the race at 1 minute 15.541. Utterly unbelievable from Pilkins at this moment in time. So Sanford, I don't think is going to retain the lead whatever he does. I think Pilkins is just going to snatch it from him just like that. And Pilkins could run away with another win unless he makes a monumental error in the next 14 laps or so. We're on lap 18 out of 32 here at the Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, so just about halfway through the race now. Conor Pilkman still just chipping away at the lead of Toby Sanford. He is driving a barnstormer race, opened the gap to Southwell by about 5 and a bit seconds. So he is just pushing. He's done 15.5, his personal best, left, right and centre. He is just driving such a good race in a different class. He's got the consistency, and yeah, he's going to need to really lose his concentration if we're going to see Pilkman make a mistake. The championship leader driving once again a very good race.
Driving a very good race, and Pilkman's going for another lap or so, and Pilkman's off. Oh my god, what?
Just as we're talking about him not making a mistake, he gets a very twitchy run into the final corner, has to take to the runoff. Luckily, no harm done. He manages to use the runoff and rejoin the track safely, and not too bad there from Pilkman. He manages to recover it, but his heart will definitely be in his mouth after that one.
Yeah, and his brain will certainly be in overdrive as well, telling him to wake up. You need to catch on to the leader. But, and this is a only huge but, not like that. He will try and catch up to Sanford. He will try and catch up to Sanford. It's kind of inevitable at this point. And Sanford will know it. He'll be told that Pilkman has made a mistake. But Sanford himself needs to concentrate if he wants to win this race. We're only 13 laps to go. We're on lap 19 out of 32. And yeah, it's still pretty much in Pilkman's rucksack right now.
Yeah, definitely. It's his race to win at this point. Also his race to lose. But all the pressure is going to be on Pilkman. He's the championship leader. I'm sure he can handle it. And that's Shane Parks. Parks off again. He's not driving the greatest race. It's these infield curbs. He's making a lot of mistakes through. He just can't find the confidence, and he's definitely struggling through there. But yeah, Conor Pilkman, as we see, is that Shake having a bit of a battle with Clean for P6 into turn 4. Are they going to be up the inside? It looks like Clean has recovered well from his mistake, and he finds himself back into P6.
And Klein Angervort's trying to hold on as much as he can against Shake, going into route. Anyone can make a mistake through here, and they seem to be going through that corner absolutely well as Parks comes into the pits. I presume it maybe to retire. I'm not too sure. But right now, it's between Shake and Klein Angervort for 6th place, going through Rint, going down into Red Bull Mobile. This is a chance for Shake to try and take that 6th place that he is trying to get after for the better part of the last couple of laps now, or last lap route, so we'll just say that, as going through the Nick Lauda curve.
Oh, he's gone wide, he's out of tank slapper.
Oh dear.
Sorry to cut you off there, but he just completely sideways out of turn 1.
Yeah, Shake, yeah, pretty much that's it. And Sanford's in the pits.
So he's finally responding.
Pilkman is now leading the race, and with only 11 laps to go, there we go. It's Pilkman's to win once again as Salford comes up into 2nd, and I believe Sanford will take 3rd unless Kruger can actually get up, and I don't think Kruger will get to him in time. He's just crossed the line now. Sanford just come out of the pit lane, and there he is. Kruger's just behind him, only a few seconds behind. So it looks like to be Pilkman, Salford, and Sanford on the podium, unless Kruger can pull out an absolute barnstormer of the last few laps to try and get past Sanford.
Well, yeah, the gap is only about 2.5 seconds between Kruger and Sanford, so even after his mistake, he is still within this chance of a podium place. Sanford, though, with the older tyres, lost about 6 seconds in the but he's definitely going to be looking to try and make that up with his fresher tyres.
Yeah, and there he is, Pilkman Sim Racing's answer to Jack Villeneuve, going through Rids there and going down into the Red Bull Mobile. Oh, maybe shouldn't have gone a little bit in through that, but he's kept it on. He kept it on the racing line as much as he can, anyways. Lap 22 out of 32, only 10 laps to go. Parks is still in the pit lane. We don't know if he's retired yet. We really don't know if he's retired yet, but we'll have to wait and see. Dave Southwood still in second. Sanford still in third. Brandon Kruger fourth. Betcher fifth. Klein sixth. Shake seventh. McGeady in eighth. And Parks ninth, although that's a little bit trivial right now.
Yeah, so he looks to be in the pit lane for a long time. He might have just pulled into the pit lane and stopped. Southwold still 5 seconds behind Puckman, so hopefully he can try and chase down, maybe make the most of any mistakes. Parks, yeah, it looks like he has just called it a day. He's not coming out of the pit lane anytime soon, it seems. Belch is setting some pretty good lap times. He's got Klein a few pit stop behind him, so he's sort of just in no man's land in this race, about as socially distanced as you can be.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, it seems to be a very quiet race for the race part for Southwood. Sanford is, well, trying to keep an eye on them as much as he can. Kruger was second, but that monumental error more than 5 laps ago or so. Was it 5 laps ago? I'm not sure, but it was around 5 laps ago that he made a monumental error that, well, that just ruined his race practically. 4th place now, but he is still in it, nonetheless.
Yeah, he is definitely still in it. He's trying to chase down the P3 man of Toby Sandford, but yeah, as you say, a few laps ago, he did make a crucial error. He was running a very good P2. He's setting very good personal sectors, though, Toby Sandford. 15.2 on that last lap. Kruger only doing 15.5s, I believe. So he is slower and not catching up to Sandford as much as he would have liked. Toby, though, is on the fresher tyres with his alternate strategy he played, which so far is playing pretty well into his hands.
Playing pretty well, as we're now within touching distance of the race finish. Pelkman's again in a league of his own, only just under 5 seconds ahead of Southwood. Sanford wants to try and get up to second if he can catch up to him. We don't know. Kruger in 4th, didn't do well in the last few laps, but he's still here. Betcher in 5th, little bit of improvement since the start of the race. Klein Anglevort should have been done better than he would have done. Shake doing well. Mangini in 8th, and Parks, well, we don't know. He's 9 minutes shy, and Mangini is on his way past Shake for 7th, going up into Rebus. Oh no, they touched. I believe they touched, but Mangini takes the position as Shake was on the exit on the sausage curbs. That is going to ruin his inside the car a little bit and lost balance, and as a result, Mangini is up into 7th. Utterly unbelievable.
Yeah, his closing speed was immense. I was watching it as you were talking through the rundown. 8 tenths he was quicker than Shake that lap, and just caught him by surprise up the inside. Shake tried to keep it around the outside, but just found himself too deep, broke that sausage curb, and couldn't get the power down as efficiently as he liked. And Mangini took the motor to that. He's up into 7th.
Fantastic stuff. So, yeah, we're now under 8 laps to go, and this is the situation as it is at the moment. Fastest lap of the race is done by Toby Sanford, a 1 minute 15.227. He's currently 4th at this moment in time, and well, sorry, 3rd at this moment in time. And we'll have to wait and see as Shake comes into the pits, as Parks was in the pits. I believe he's just come out now. 6 laps down, and well, I don't know why Parks is in this race. 6 laps down. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, Purple's still leading, and I believe the race is actually laps down for the last few moments now.
Yeah, it looks to have just sort of the field spread out. Everything's filtered out with the and that's
Kruger.
The uphill traction zone, just very easy to get a massive slide, and Shane Parks having to avoid him there. But Kruger with another crucial mistake. He's trying to chase down the podium, but just coming out of turn 3, bit too much on the loud pedal. When the rear tyres lit up, he found himself facing the wrong way.
This man was second before Pelkman's made the stop, and this was just not his race. It's just not his race today, 100%.
Certainly not. He was running such a good first stint, but it looks like this second stint he just seems to be struggling with the rhythm, can't quite get into the consistency. He needs that first mistake definitely languishing in his head, and it definitely does take a toll once you've made an incident. It's hard to recover for the rest of the race. He's still in P4, definitely still a good result, but definitely what should have been or could have been in this race for Brandon Kruger.
Just again, not his race at this moment in time. And we don't know what's going to... And Kruger with a little bit of a wiggle going through the Nicky outer curve. It's just not doing his business. It's not doing his business well.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. Those rear tyres will be definitely screaming for help as well. They're definitely on fire, and when they're hot, they're more malleable and a lot more easy to get slidey. As you see coming out of turn 3, he's very shaky again. He just needs to relax a bit, let the nerves cool down, and try and cool down those tyres as well. And he can try and get back into a rhythm. He's in no man's land. He's got Betcher not right behind him, about 20 seconds behind him. He's about 12 seconds behind third place. So he's just sort of in a race of his own, and just trying to bring it back home for fourth. He's got, 7 laps to go in this race?
Yep, 7-8 laps to go, as Pelkman is not really setting the lightning fast times he would have done, but he's still got a considerable gap in front of him, so there's nothing to worry about him in the slightest. Pelkman's, he's just like I said, only a race of his own, as comes up to turn 2, the Remus, going out of it. Nicely done for Pelkman, as he is ahead of Southwood, going down into turn 3, which is sloshed gold, as we would do. Fantastic stuff from Pelkman through a little bit of a curvature into Roush. Doesn't make a mistake, absolutely flawless from Pelkman into the Worth curve on the exit. Lovely there, going up to Rint, trying to make a touch on the apex there, perhaps. Yep, there we go. Into RedBull, into the RedBull mobile there. Fantastic stuff from him, as he is now on lap 28 out of 32, and out out goes Kruger. Absolutely sad from Kruger.
Decided to just call it a day, pack his bags. He wasn't feeling confident in the car whatsoever, and he's disconnected from the server, and that has promoted Luca up in to a P4 position. Klein will also be up into P5. Everyone will be given a position, really, and very sad to see that from Kruger. He was running such a good first stint and first half of the race, but just after that lost the rhythm and lost consistency with it.
It's sad for Kruger to retire from that race, but the show must go on, as they say, and Southwood keeping on to second, Sanford's still in third, Betcher now up into fourth. He had a little bit of a bad start, but he managed to get himself back up a little bit. Klein Angervoort in fifth. He I believe started at the back, Klein Angervoort, but he has improved immensely. Mangili in sixth, Sheikh in seventh, and Parks, despite being 6 laps down, is in 8th place, which is absolutely staggering.
Yeah.
Staggering.
Definitely. Even 6 laps down, he's not finishing last out of everyone. So, getting to the end, to finish first you must finish, or in his case, to finish 8th, first you must finish. But,
but actually, thinking about it, he might actually still finish 9th, because he's 6 laps down. And
there's 6 laps left.
There's 6 laps not left. There's only just under 4 or 3 laps left. So Parks is not going to make 8th place in reality.
No, he's not. He's going to have to stick for 9th. Last of the current runners, as we saw Southwood go a little bit deep into turn 3, but again, he's not going to be cost too much by that. He's just in his own race, as is most of the people. Just everyone sort of in no man's land and getting their way to the finish with only 4 laps to go.
Yeah, so looking at the gap between Pelkmans and Salford, 6.3 seconds between Salford and Sanford, just over 7 seconds between Sanford and Betcher, only around 36 or so seconds between him and Klein Nagelvoort as Sanford comes into the pits. That won't affect the position at all, but Sanford is in the pits. I wonder what this is for, though.
Maybe for a fresh tyre set to go for a faster slap attempt. Maybe he already currently holds it. It's a free pit stop, so I don't see why he shouldn't take it. But if Southwold now spins out, he's going to look very stupid because that's a potential P2 he could take. But he's probably just pitting for some fresh tyres to go for another faster slap.
Yeah, I believe it was Shaik going past him to unlap himself a little bit. So like I said, between Sanford and Betcher, that's the gap has decreased actually, as Sanford keeps hold on to a third. Then we've got Betcher, who's around, I say about a few seconds, as we have a look at Shaik. Might have gone off a little bit at turn 2, but position is not effective for him at all. So Shaik keeps hold on to 7th at this moment of time, as we're now only a couple of laps to go, as he goes wide at turn 3.
Not going to be doing his tyres any good, just clipping the front 2 tyres over the gravel. And luckily didn't beach it, because it's very easy once those tyres grip the gravel for you to just go straight on, managing to back off the throttle and keep it on the track to try and drive it home for a P7. We're on to the penultimate lap now. Conor Pelkman steals the way, 8.2 seconds clear of Southwold, who is running a pretty good P2. He's not made any mistakes all race, so definitely deserves that second place on the podium. And Toby Sandvoort as well kept his nose clean and deservedly so back up into P3.
Yeah. So before we go into the final lap, who do you say has been your driver of the day?
Well, I mean, it's easy to say Pelkman because he's just been in a class of his own, and obviously it's pretty cliche to say the race when he's been on pole and he's led every lap. He's coming around to win the race, hopefully. But I have to say Toby Sandvoort, because he's just kept his nose clean, hasn't made any mistakes at all, and he's put it into a P3. But Pelkman as well, just in a class of his own. So Toby or Connor?
I would say it's either between Toby Sandvoort, so it's Toby Sanford, or Klein Nagelvoort, because Klein Nagelvoort started at the back. He didn't have a good qualifying session, but took advantage of every single thing that came his way and actually got back up to the field. So I say between Sanford and Klein Nagelvoort will be my driver of the day. We're now on the final lap as Pelkmans is going around turn 2, going alongside the back straight, going down to Schloss Gold. And this will be an absolutely brilliant race from him. And he's, we're only a few seconds away from the race being finished, as Toby Sanford makes a new fast lap of the race at 1 minute 15.017. Pelkman going through Rauch into the Worth curve, through turn 6, going up the hill a little bit past the trees into Rinse, one of the fastest part of the circuit, of course, and he has made no error whatsoever around this race. Going into the RedBull mobile, and once again for this season, your winner for the Austrian Grand Prix, Conor Pelkman, as he wins here in Austria. Fantastic stuff from him.
Definitely. Southwold has had a bit of a shaky last couple of laps as well. If Sandvoort hadn't pit, he may have been on the back of him, but he's driven a pretty flawless race as well. You can't knock him. He rounds the last corner as well. He'll claim a very mighty second place. Conor Pelkman wins the race and extends his championship lead once again here in round 4 at Austria. Southwold rounds the final corner, then he finishes a remarkable second place.
A absolutely solid second position for Southwood. Sanford, a little bit of a shame to not capitalise on that first position that he had a little bit, but he's still proud with a third place. Betcher coming home in 4th. He had a bad start, but he managed to improve himself and keep himself in that mix a little bit. He comes home in 4th. Klein and Nangelvoort coming home in 5th in a bit. Again, he's going to be one of my drivers today for his sheer persistence and grabbing every single opportunity that came his way. Started at the back, but came home in 5th. An absolutely brilliant race from Klein Nangelvoort as he comes home in 5th. Absolutely brilliant for him. Then Luca Mangini coming home in 6th place. A little bit of an underwhelming performance from Mangini, but it's still a brilliant result nonetheless, as Sheikh a little bit down the road will come home in 7th place. Oh, wait, but he's in the pits. 8th place, a little bit trivial, but that officially belongs to Shane Parks. And well, the other drivers in the race were Ross McIntyre, who was the first one out, and the other one out was Kruger. So, yeah, I presume that is practically the end of round 4 of the ARL Formula 2 Championship. How do you feel about that race, Zach?
Well, I have to say it was not the most exciting race. Obviously, at the start of the race, it was definitely more action-packed towards the end, but Pelkman got his head down, showed a very dominant display here today, and everyone else just had to pick up the pieces, and it was more just a race for 2nd place, to be honest.
Yeah. I would say, like I said, it's a little bit of an underwhelming race from the start, but the business picked up like a couple of laps or so in. Then it really started to pick up when the pit stops arrived, and it's just, yeah, I believe it peaked when the pit stops arrived, because everyone was spinning out, everyone was just losing a little bit of their grip, but Pelkman kept it on the race, and other people who were able to take the opportunity, such as Klein Nangelvoort, managed to get through it. But like I said, it's been an okay race nonetheless.
Certainly. Yeah, just a pretty decent race, to be honest. Definitely peaked around the midpoint of the race, where we saw a lot of mistakes happen and a lot of positions be gained from people able to capitalise on that race. And big implications for the championship as Pelkman storms his way to victory and extends his championship lead.
Yes. So here are the remaining positions in from this race. So it's Pelkman in 1st, won another race. Southwood in 2nd, Sanford in 3rd, 4th is Betcher, 5th is Klein Nangelvoort, 6th is Mangini ahead of Sheikh and Parks. Those who retired were Brandon Kruger, who retired from 4th place, and Ross McIntyre, who retired a few laps into this race. So, yeah, despite it being an underwhelming race, did you enjoy your experience here, Zach?
Yeah, definitely. Being a co-com, something a bit different, and I'm obviously pretty new to commentating, so definitely some new experiences, and I've definitely really enjoyed myself being alongside such a talented commentator as well. So, being really enjoyable.
Thank you very much. But I will say, when I first started commentating, I was very awkward from the start, but you actually done pretty well. So wish you the very best, though, in terms of commentating. But it's been a brilliant experience for you, nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely. Just sort of, trying to get my name out there, and ARL have given me this opportunity, and I've tried to do my best to try and fulfill it. And I have to just give them my thanks quickly for giving me this opportunity, taking a chance, and yeah, don't think I've done too bad.
Brilliant stuff. So yeah, that will conclude our coverage of the ARL Formula 2 Championship live from round 4 of the Austrian Grand Prix at the RedBull Ring. Thanks to Cemal for providing the stream and the cameras once again. Thank you very much for Zach for joining me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I didn't really know what to say. No worries, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, and thank you very much from me for tuning in once again. I've been Squire, and we'll see you for round 5 of the ARL Formula 2 Championship next time round. But until then, goodbye.
Bye.